Shalom. Apostle Tahar coming back at you with this truth, giving all praises to Yahweh B'Shem and Shai B'Shem Kodash. And I'm going to entitle this video, Panama is being locked down, or is locked down. Anyway, I subscribe to this individual right here, Popular Preparedness, or Popular Preparedness. And so I clicked on it, and I'm gonna just let you hear it, and I'll say a few words after. Panama and chaos, SHTF, curfews. Remember what happened in China a couple of months ago? They had people totally locked down. They couldn't go out to exercise. They couldn't go out to, go to the supermarket or anything like that. And the government, officials, brought the food to them. And people were screaming and hollering, and some people didn't get food. So this is a model, NWO model, which is a conspiracy. If Vocab Malone is watching, because he's getting ready to put out a video on the Israel. Matter of fact, let me do this. Give me a second here. I'm not going to make this long. Okay, so let me go to Vocab. Vocab, no class, Malone. Vocab, Malone. Okay, there's a video he's putting out, and I saw this video, or the same subject on it was San Miguel TV, the former ICGJC from out of Florida that broke off from the group and came against the so-called God sent comforter. Like I said, he's from out of Florida. I believe he's a Simeonite. Oh, and he even said that there's a family members of his that's still a part of the ICGJC. And he was so messed up by that experience that he doesn't even believe in God no more. He's an atheist, and basically his focus is on GMS. I don't know why they always go after GMS. I didn't do anything negative to this guy. He just got it in for GMS. I would say mainly me. He calls us the insane Israelites. Anyway, this is the same story. Hebrew Israelite was at faith, starved his daughters and himself. And this guy, San Miguel, said that not him, but Rap the News was a member of GMS. Rap the News was never a member of GMS. Rap the News was one of the top scoffers against GMS. He even came down to the camp, and stood out in the audience. He looked like a sore thumb, he was sticking out like a sore thumb. So what they do is, and this video will be up later tonight at 9 o'clock, scheduled for 9 o'clock. Today is the 18th. And I don't know what Vocab is going to say. I don't know how he's going to, crowbar in. Well, this guy was unofficially part of GMS. He said, no. What San Miguel TV said was this guy was following Rap the News. And Rap the News was clearly against GMS. So, you can watch this later tonight to see what he says. But let me do this. Okay, let me see if I can find it. is dealing with conspiracy theories. Um, one West Ephesians 2 is the one West Israelite kryptonite. No, it's not. Well, I'll do a lesson on Ephesians 2. Deuteronomy 28:68 fulfilled twice in Josephus. Okay, well, it can be fulfilled the third time and the fourth time. Where's the one with the conspiracy? Bear with me for a minute. Let me do it this way. And let me get into the subject. Put in con. Okay, con is there. 3. Bear with me for a minute. I don't know if he took that down, but it was something dealing with the topic was or the title was something the Israelites believe in conspiracy theories. Anyway, let's do this. And this is a fulfillment. Okay, let me go here. This is a fulfillment of Second Ezra, chapter 15, Second Ezra, chapter 15, coming to pass, but it's happening in other countries. It happened in China, and it's happening in Panama, Sri Lanka, totally collapsed. That's still in the news. And this recession, global recession, depression, whatever you want to call it, it's global. It's not in one state. So we know that there's a group of conspirators behind this, and we know who they are. It's all about the NWO. And it's a beautiful thing because, you know, they're coming in like a flood, like they did 2,000 years ago, like they did during the time of Antiochus Epiphanes. And that's when the Most High is going to act. So this is I'm gonna let it play. Hopefully you can hear it. So listen up.
Family down in Panama, and he is giving us kind of updates on what's going on there on the ground in Panama. This insider is giving us word on what's going on right now. Schools are all closing, and as of today, this morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so 1 hour from when this video actually drops, Panama City is actually going to close up. No movement allowed, not allowed to leave your home or the building that you're in. You are required to stay there. They are putting full martial law down on the entire country. These are the democratically elected government is being threatened with mobs and people out in the streets wanting to overthrow the government, demanding that the government institute food, gas, and other price controls. Basically, move away from being a free market economy into being a full-on communist system. And the regular people behind that are behind it. We see this movement to unseat the democratically elected government that is pro Western United States and democracy, and they want to replace it with communist systems that are more pro Cuba, pro Venezuela.
Yeah, this NWO is nothing but another word for the NWO is communism. You know, you got the mass, no middle class. The government controls all businesses or most businesses, most major businesses, manufacturing. So you got pretty much two classes. You got the working class and you got the the government, which that's what communism is all about. You know, what we're under now is not democracy, a system of democracy, it's socialism. But they'll say democracy, it sounds better. Oh, this is the democracy. This is not no. When you go back to Nazi Germany, Nazi stood for National Socialism. That's the same thing going on in this country right here, National Socialism. If you understand it on a business wise, economic wise, socialism is you can open up a business, but you got to pay taxes to the government. You got to make sure the front of your place is cleaned up because they can give you a ticket. You got to treat the customer a certain way. You have to have a bathroom in the business. You have to have a wheelchair accessible. They can fine you for that or close you down. There's all kind of rules. That's nothing but socialism. But at the end of the day, you get home, you can become rich with your business as long as you do right by the government. That's socialism. True capitalism is, you're out there, there's no government, and you just become rich, and that goes back to a new world order, auto add chaos. So what's happening now on this planet is complete chaos, but it's happening state by state, country by country. So let's listen to a little bit more. Oh, and communism is when, like I said, the government owns everything. They own all the businesses, and there's no, like I said, there's no middle class. There's no middle. Normally, what happens in communism, there's a strong middle class that takes care of the government through taxes, and the government takes care of the poor. So you have the government, which are overlords. You have vassals, which is a middle class, and then you have certain middle class people that move up into the government or the lords or the overlords. Then you have the serfs, which is like the working class or the poor. That's why you have all these programs. But communism is what? Communism is to cut out the middleman. Make everybody serfs, the overlords and serfs. So let's listen.
They want to try communism because it has worked so well everywhere else. Schools are closed as teachers have taken to the streets. Other unions have taken to the streets. But this is being organized and pushed by their socialism parties that are unhappy with how elections work, and they want to overthrow the government with force. Politicians are in hiding. They, like I said, they have declared martial law in Panama City, starting in 1 hour from this video. Highways are being blocked by truckers. And that's where the thing is. We need to be careful about these things.
Highways are being blocked by truckers. What happened up there in Canada? What's happening in Sri Lanka? this is basically a pattern going from state to state, from state to state, from country to country. So the U.S. is on that list. Just a matter of time. This system is collapsing, and they're making it collapse, starting with the Crown Vicky. That was the first step in this takeover, auto ad KO.
I know in some countries, truckers going out and protesting, and you see farmers over in. You have to be careful about what you're asking for and what you're going up against. And when you're demanding that they remove capitalism from the system of economics in your country and start demanding that the government guarantee prices for things, that's a dangerous, dangerous place. When you're demanding that the government step down and be replaced by an unelected government, that is serious stuff. We're now seeing in Panama people on the streets every day. There's no food or stock in grocery stores to put on the shelves, empty shelves across the board because the roads are being blocked. We're hearing reports of police and government people intercepting food trucks and removing food from them. It's every man for themselves in Panama, and I would not be surprised at all in the next week or so that we hear that the government there completely abdicates and it becomes either a lawless state or the socialist parties over there institute some sort of government there. But it's don't take it as anything other than a coup. And we're seeing this in other countries as well. We're seeing these spontaneous people out in the streets rising up against governments and seeking to replace those governments. Sometimes they're moving in the right direction, and sometimes they're moving in absolutely the wrong direction.
Uproars of the people. Second Esdras.
Freedom? Do they want freedom, or do they want less freedom? And in Panama right now, what we're seeing is they want less freedom. Over in the Netherlands, they want more freedom. And so that's a serious thing that we're seeing sweeping the globe. Sri Lanka, the same thing. They started off protesting against these heavy-handed government controls down on them, and now they're actually reacting towards wanting more government controls as a solution to the problems. Socialism always promises great and fuzzy things to everybody, but it never delivers on them. When you take away people's freedom and you force people to deliver goods and services for prices that they do not agree to, you will inevitably have massive shortages. You will not be able to get products in your country. Your country will start to default on its debt. Your economy and your currency will be debased. And we see this happen again and again and again. But right now we're seeing this happening in multiple countries ongoing. We had protests in Peru. We had things going on in several countries in Africa, Sri Lanka, of course. We have
South Africa. Where did I read this or hear it from? But I'll put it up maybe in another video. South Africa totally cut their I guess all oil production, or most of it. And that's a whole nother story.
Things developing even in places like India, and we see some murmurings in Dragon Country and other places.
You know what he means when he says Dragon Country, or you should know what he means.
This is a wave of chaos that is spreading around the globe. And when
the magic word, chaos, order comes out of chaos. You have to have chaos, complete chaos before you can bring order. That's called the law of fives. I got to do a video on that. The law of fives. It's a cycle of 5 stages. It goes from order it goes to chaos, then it goes back to order. But there's 5 stages to it.
You enter into chaos, you don't know what you're going to come out the other side with. And usually it's worse than what you went into it with. When the mob becomes in control of the system, they usually don't make well-informed and good, wise choices. Usually they go with the loudest voice, the most violent voice, and they follow them for the promises that they're making. If you're in Panama, our prayers are with you. If you know other people in Panama, and reach out to them as best you can. Know that that's going on down there, and hopefully this doesn't spread to neighboring countries. But we're seeing this spreading around the globe. All right, folks, if you like this video, you might want to check out these videos up here. Otherwise, I will see you later. Steve Poplar out.
Okay, so that's his name, Poplar. That's his name. So now let me see. Let's go. Well, let me do this. Maybe I should just put Panama in there. No, you know what? Let me do this. Okay, chaos. Panama and chaos. Let me do it this way. I'm gonna just put in Panama. And then news, it said Maryland church groups in Panama headed home amid civil unrest. Maryland Seventh-day Adventist group is safe amid Panama protests. So this is what the individual was talking about. I can hardly see this. This is in Panama City as of Wednesday, July 13th. This year, 2022 year of Yahweh Shem Shai turning up. Panamanians have taken to the streets and protest for more than, what's that, 6 weeks. So we're talking a month and a half. So there's nothing in the, the MSM, the mainstream media about this. Shouldn't this be breaking news? It says 6 weeks, building upon anger over fuel prices that have nearly doubled to make known the general dissatisfaction. I can hardly see these letters, they're so small, with the government of President Laurentino, whatever, whatever. Can't even see that. Let's read a little bit more. around 30 missionaries in Panama, including 17 teenagers and their chaperones, are heading back home to Maryland after being trapped in a compound for over a week by social unrest in the country. Since July 7th, the missionaries had been staying at a compound in Los Lojas near Costa Rican border, or near the Costa Rican border, but were cut off from their final destination where they had planned a assist in building a school. But that's not even the truth. The Seventh-day Adventists, so that's pretty much. Let me come back. Let me get ready to close it. Then you have another. Well, you have 3 protests. It says highway blocked as Panama's protests persist. Maryland's Seventh-day Adventist group is safe amid Panama protests. So you heard what the individual said. Protests in Panama leave part of key highway. Panama's government and indigenous leaders reached a deal on Sunday, July 17th, to clear demonstrators from part of see, they're blocking. Panama City, Panama's government and indigenous leaders, which are Israelites, reached a deal on Sunday, July 17th, to clear demonstrators from part of the Pan-American Highway in exchange for lower fuel prices, but other stretches of the strategic route remain blocked by protesters demanding more concessions. So I wonder what the price of gas is down there. The government released footage of the agreement being signed in a church for West Chiriquí province, I hope I said that right, where most of the Central American country's food is produced, and of a blocked section of the highway being cleared. Just like in Canada, you know, the truck, you know what the truckers are in any country, in any modern country? They're the blood of a nation. You cut the truckers off, there's no diesel. Every 18-wheeler, they can only use diesel fuel. They can only use diesel fuel. So if there's no diesel fuel, guess what? You got empty shelves. And if you can find anything, the price goes up. That's clearly chaotic. So it's not just happening in America, it's happening all around the world. But then the mainstream media in America, they're not a peep from them. Why? Because there's a plan, conspiracy. Who made that statement? I believe was FDR, if I'm not mistaken. If anything happens in politics, it was planned that way. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom. 2nd Ezra 15, 2nd Ezra 16 coming to pass. How long before it reaches America? Shalom.